How are you?
Hola, hola, my friend,
Yes,
Mr. Rob Halford. How you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. It's so good to see you. Who is that jersey behind you? Who is number 10?
Maradona.
Maradona, of course. I should know better.
I,
Yes.
I, I bought it in Napoli when I was there in
Wow.
September with my wife.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
The best
Fantastic.
player in history, soccer player
Yes,
in history.
absolutely. A legend.
A
Absolute
legend,
legend.
just like
Yes.
you, just like you.
Well, that's debatable. But anyway, yeah, we're coming
First of
back. We're
all,
coming back to see you. We're coming back to
yes.
see you. Yes.
First of all, I want to take the chance to thank you because you made my life happier. Thank you very much. You're part of my life, the soundtrack of my life. You made
That's it.
me very happy when I was just a teenager and I was a metalhead. And in the 80s, nobody liked heavy metal, but I was a fan. And you helped me through my life. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I really embrace those words. I'll give you a Zoom hug. I'm trying to give you a Zoom hug. But I tell you, you said something very profound, and I think I'm very pleased that you said that because uh, that message that you've just conveyed, I think you speak not only for yourself, but so many other people that have this love and passion for heavy metal in all
Millions.
in every aspect, including the aspect where you're at a certain point in your life and your only friend is heavy metal music. Your only friend is the band that you love. Your only friends are the songs that the band that you love is speaking to you through. So yeah, I'm so pleased that you've shared that emotion, and I gracefully receive it. Thank you.
It wasn't easy being a metalhead, but we were happy.
No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I've been speaking to a few friends today about that side of who we are in metal, what we do in metal, and the fact that there are still some people that just don't understand it. And when you don't understand something, you get afraid and you push it away. And that's just a peculiar part of who we are as people. But as you know, metal is the most loving, accepting, unconditional community that you can experience, particularly when you play live and you look around at all of these other thousands of metal maniacs and you don't have to say anything because you're all feeling the same thing. You know,
That's
we can all
beautiful.
look at each other and go, you know my life, I know your life. We've lived the same life through metal.
Through metal. And speaking about playing live, you're going to be playing Colombia again next April on the Monsters of Rock with Scorpions Europe, among other bands. Any surprises from the Priest on that set list this time?
We're thrilled that we're able to bring the Invincible Shield tour finally to Colombia. So many metalheads around the world have experienced this show, and we know that metal maniacs all over the world are looking at the YouTube or whatever, trying to see the show. And God, I want to see there. I want to be there. I want to feel this metal power. I want to hear these songs. So we're bringing you what so many other of our metal maniacs have experienced, and so it's still very much this incredible album that has been embraced and cherished. Invincible Shield. This is who we are right now. Any band will tell you that they're defining themselves by their most recent music that they've created. So to hear the songs from Invincible Shield live, I think is very important to let our metal maniacs in Colombia see and hear that Priest can still deliver the goods at the same level that they've always um, experienced and desired. And so, yeah, it'll be pretty much what everyone else has been going crazy with. But you never know with this band. We're at the stage now where we do flip some songs around in the set list. We never really know until the night exactly what the set list is going to be because it's a mood thing. we'll be backstage. Why don't we do blah blah tonight? So we run to the warm up room, and Scott's playing away, and we're just joining in, and that's the pleasure that this band has to kind of make instant decisions like that. But regardless, the songs that you love will be there. Painkiller, Breaking the Law, Living Up to Midnight, Another Thing Coming. The songs that our fans like yourself, these songs have become the storybook of their life. So it's important to reestablish that. It's important to reestablish that. It doesn't matter how many times you've sung Living After Midnight, you're going to do it this night that's coming for the first time ever at that moment in time. That's what I love about music. The replication of music is never the same. Each time it's different. The substance is the same, but the actual validity and the power of that particular song is so important. It's like watching soccer. A football game is a football game, but every game is different, right? Every game is different. Yes. So it's the same with live music. So yeah, we're bringing you a great night of screaming heavy metal that we know our fans are going to be thrilled to experience and leave the venue with more metal memories.
And the element of magic, because let me tell you, I'm going to be 17 again that night.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? It's a time machine.
Yes.
It's a time machine.
It's a DeLorean. It's a time machine.
It's a heavy metal time machine. Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Actually, Richie just bought a DeLorean. He sends me a picture. He goes, "Look what I've just bought." Oh my God, you bought a DeLorean? He goes, "Yeah," because he loves, the DeLorean and Back to the Future and all that. And then it reminded me of a day. My first ever sober concert at the Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1986. And I flew from Phoenix to the airport and went to the rental car by the airport, and they gave me a DeLorean for the week. So is that amazing? Is that metal magic happening between us right now, talking about the DeLorean? But that's what it does. Music is a time machine. And absolutely, when we start singing Breaking the Law, so much of us are reliving that part of who we were again and again.
Invincible Shield is the last Judas Priest album, 2024. And before that one was Firepower, 2018. Both are great records, but with 6 years between them. There goes my question. How did the band managed to put out new music almost every year in the 70s and every 2 years in the 80s, and each album equal or better than the last one? How did you do that? The 80s were magical, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the clock from Rock-a-Rolla, which turned 50 last year, and Some Brings of Destiny, which turns 50 this year, you're absolutely right. There's a common thread of things happening throughout the decades. And everything was going smoothly apart from the blip of the horrible pandemic, which shut the world down for 3 years, and musicians couldn't work. A lot of musicians, bands had to just break up, So there was a 3-year moment in which I think we all really pondered so many things, and how important music was to help us get through the pandemic. People were just devouring music to help them and to heal them, to get us through that. So if we take 3 years of the pandemic and throw that away, then it was about 3 years from the last album to the Firepower album to this one. So every band will probably tell you that you're always striving. And I love the thing I love about Judas Priest, and I've said this so many times, this is the band that can be your painkiller, but this is also a band that can be your turbo lover. This is the band that can be your sentinel. This is the band that can be your jawbreaker. Judas Priest are in a unique place in metal because we can do so many things. We don't have a definitive kind of sound and feel that runs parallel through our lives. There's always various expressions. It's like a kaleidoscope. It's like a cornucopia of metal. You know, some bands have a distinctive style and sound that they stay with, but Priest has always had this desire for adventure, always the feel of let's see where we can go next, you know. And particularly at this point, man, it's just nuts. How many years has this band been together? How many albums have we made? How many shows have we made? And yet the foundation of who we are and what we do hasn't shifted one bit, you know. This love and passion and feel for metal has never diminished. The joy of making new metal, the joy of touring, the joy of seeing our fans again, that's never diminished, you know. We're still like kids. I'm just like a big kid, you know, and I'm glad that I haven't lost that part of my spirit, because it can be very, very simple as you get older to become miserable and jaded, you know. And I'm not. That's not in my personality. That's not in Ian's personality. We're like big kids when we get on that stage. We can't believe that we're still able to do what we do because our fans have given us this life. So is all of that makes this band who we are and what we strive to achieve.
I don't know if I still have time, but I have a couple of questions.
Yeah,
And
let's go. Let's go.
how do you guys write songs? What goes first? Some lyrics, a guitar riff? I know times have changed, but how did you do it back in the day, and how do you do it now? How do you construct a song?
Ideas. I call them seeds. Heavy metal seeds. There are so many seeds going on all the time. You know, I was looking for my phone because now I've got a phone. It used to be a cassette recorder. I hope I haven't lost my phone. But in my phone, there's hundreds of ideas. That can be like a lyric, a melody that I can think of. That can be a whole song, because at this point in my life, I can do things that I couldn't do like 20, 30 years ago. I can sit and think, and I can compose a whole song in my head. I know that sounds crazy, but that's where I should be as a musician, because I have like 50 years of musical experience.
Mm-hmm.
So once I've defined the idea of the song and the melody of the song, I can create the whole thing in my head. Vocally, I can't do it like, you know, Glenn did it, or Ken or Richie, or I can't do what Scott's going to do, or Ian. But what I'm saying is that is one way that I personally make my music, and it's the same way that Glenn would collect his riffs, or Ken would collect his riffs, or Richie's collecting his riffs right now. There's all these seeds are put into the ground, you know, and then something
Little parts.
Yeah,
which will become
something a big metal tree. That's exactly what it is. So it starts like that, and then you come together. You know, then you come together and you sit with each other. And one of the things I've always felt that Priest grasped onto right from the early days was that if a singer sits with two guitar players, there's more energy, there are more ideas, there are more opportunities flying back and forth, you know. And that's always paid dividends for this band as a trio, writing as a trio. We still do that now. So that's really been, from British Steel particularly up to British Steel. If you look at the composition, the writer's credits, it's all over the place. You know, one song might be Glenn, one might be Ken and Rob, one might be, you know. But when we got to British Steel, we utilised this great idea, being in the room together, two guitars and a singer, and more opportunities seem to flood into the place that you're working from. So but it's great, you know. Music can come at you out of the blue, you know. I'll wake myself up in the middle of the night with an idea, and I have to put it on my phone, keep the phone by the bed, and I'll be, you know, making notes, mental notes, because I'll forget it if I don't do it quickly. But I love the writing experience. It's so exciting. I just love the thought of new music, new art, new creativity. It's endless, and I'm so blessed that, again, that hasn't really dried up. You know, I've still got that energy and exuberance and wonder. I'm always wondering about what we can do next as a band, as Priest.
And what you did is, God, is the 80s British Till, Point of Entry, Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith, Turbo, Ram It Down. Damn. Each album better than the last one. So that's something magical, I believe. You guys are magicians. That's the truth.
Metal magicians, that's what we are.
Thank you very much for this chat. One last thing. Could you introduce yourself?
Sure.
And say hello to all the listeners of
Yes.
the radio station I work.
Can you tell me the radio station?
Radioacktiva, the rock.
Radioacktiva.
Radioacktiva.
Radioacktiva. Okay.
Radioacktiva, the rock planet.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is your metal god, Rob Halford from Judas Priest on Radioacktiva, the rock planet.
Thank you very much.
My friend, it's been a joy. Thank you so very much. We'll see you soon.
I will see you there. I love you, by the way.
Love you too. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Rock and roll forever, my friend.
Thank you.